Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong. As you exit the Whampoa into the sweltering night air of the Kowloon streets, Gaichu turns to face you. I confess, I am unhappy with the decision to allow the Whampoan elders to live. We should have killed them, if for no other reason than to maintain our reputation. That's why I let them live. That's not how we do things. Gaiju bows to you, head held very low. I can accept this. I'm unused to working with Shadowrunners. I assumed you would see things as I do. Hopefully there is much I can learn from you. Shall we leave this place? I'm eager to be done with Whampoa Garden. I gained 2 karma. Why did I gain 2 karma? What was that from? I did that. Return to Hawaii. Was it the way I chose that last response that got me the karma? I guess I'll never know. For all of it being punk and such like that, Shadowrun experience point system rewards you for being a good person. The MTR rockets noiselessly towards Haoi along the edge of Kowloon Bay. The black water glitters in the night with the light of 1,000 reflected storefronts. Gaichu stares sightlessly out the window, one hand pressed to the glass. The plot by the elders is exposed, and poor Lamb is in your debt. You have a new ally and the respect of the Whampoans. Sometimes everything goes right on a job. You count yourself lucky this was one of those times. Excuse me. What? No! No! At least it says saving in the back, in the corner there. Yep, it's crashing. I don't know what. Hello! Now, it's been a night since the end of the previous one where we had a little bit of the crash while this thing was loading up. And I did not immediately go back into it because it was already late. I should have already been to bed. And every time I tried to get Flash to go again, Fraps to go again, it would crash again. So I just decided the computer needed a reboot. It's just something that's becoming more and more true of my computer as time passes. Unfortunately, it's probably a part that is not designed to be traded out like the other parts I have done with this computer over time. But anyway, let's move on with Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong. The MTR rockets noiselessly toward Haoi along the edge of Kowloon Bay. The black water glitters in the night with the light of 1,000 reflected storefronts. Gaichu stares sightlessly out the window, one hand pressed to the glass. The plot by the elders is exposed, and Porter Lamb is in your debt. You have a new ally, and the respect of the Whampoans. Sometimes everything goes right on a job. You can count yourself lucky this was one of those times. And actually, those elders were people they needed to get rid of, because if they were going to be willing to go under the table to eliminate one of their own, I recognize it was a survival issue. But if they were willing to do that, instead of, say, accuse her of some sort of crime, uh, ban her, exile her, that kind of thing, um, I guess she could have retaliated really badly. Um, Given all that, the fact that they did it once means they could have done it again. That they cheated the person they hired. Yeah, all that was not good stuff. Okay, so let's talk to these people here. Stephen Dynamite. Disheveled man in filthy rags teeters on the sidewalk, wobbling on unsteady legs. His bloodshot eyes dart about desperately, and the acrid sweat odor that wafts off him buzzes unpleasantly in your nostrils. You okay, man? You have to help me. His teeth grind as his grip tightens. His hand feels like a vice. I need your help. Break his grip. It requires strength 5 to break his grip. That's close to human maximum. The man is thrown to his knees on the pavement. His mouth forms a comical O. He looks up at you, and a crooked smile cracks his ruined face. He makes an unsteady bow in your general direction. She is a strong elf. I could use someone like you. I'd make it worth your while. He peers up at you, eyes wide with expectation. Worth my while? Huh? I'm listening. You have an interesting accent. Actually, I've read this before. The man gets back on his feet with some difficulty and leans in to you to speak. Glancing closer, you can see that his tattered clothing bears designer logos. Yeah, I knew that. So there's something more about him than he seems. He's a down-on-his-luck rich person. He mutters in low, urgent tones. At least I think so. This is as far as I've gotten. I want you to take a message for me to Handsome Lee. Never heard of him. Now who are you and why are you touching me? I'm Stephen Dynamite. He nods eagerly, desperation in his eyes. The sluggish tongue wipes itself over the cracked skin of his lips. Look, you've gotta help me. I've been poisoned. That crap that Lee sold me put bad things in my head. Whenever I close my eyes, I see dark, narrow tunnels, so many hands grabbing, razor-sharp teeth gnawing, and the children. Bad things in your head? Are you talking about hallucinations? The junkie stares into space. A faint trickle of saliva makes it down his chin. No, not exactly. More like nightmares. They feel very real. Teeth biting, faces I knew. His trembling voice trails off. You know, this whole nightmare thing has been going around. It isn't just you. No, this isn't that. I'm telling you, I was poisoned. I know it. You'll help me, won't you? All right. I'll do what I can. Then tell Lee what he's done to me, that I need relief. Tell him I want his sentence trails off. What do you want? You've been a little bit vague about that, Steve. Need something in particular? I want my money back. And she's being a little bit more wordy now that I'm thinking about it. Falling back into roleplay habits that I have for other characters. Poisons, nightmares, money back. Got it. Anything else? Supposed to be playing her as stoic, not very verbose, and kind of snarky, but not very wordy. Just come back, please, and hurry. Okay. Let's talk to you. Like most troll dancerers, this man is knotted with muscles, but absent are the myriad scars that come with age or indiscretion. His only blemishes are the bony skin growths common to his kind, and a single deep scar across his neck and collarbone. Oh, I can see it in the art. Interesting. You watch yourself in here, or else we check your aerodynamics. Aerodynamics. Anyone causes trouble, I see how far I can throw them. No fighting, no killing. No sex trade. He lifts his arm, flexing. His muscles jump out like a mass of serpents and steel cabling, which they probably are steel cabling. His arm is easily as thick as most humans' waist. I don't mess around. And I don't know, his accent probably should be Chinese, but again, this entire thing is in Cantonese. I'm not going in the club yet. I probably should, but I'm not going to go in yet. You know what I could do, first of all? Okay, we have 10 karma. Actually, let's go into the club. See if we can find this Johnny person. What was the guy's name? And I don't feel so good. You won't tell me. Haven't been in here yet. Oh! We have upgrade time for our people. X-Flow, Callum Kafai, Henry Kafai, open door. A wiry elven woman with a big nose leans over the bar, propped up on one elbow. She glances back at you over her shoulders as you approach, lifting a half-empty glass to her lips. The selection here is total crap, but it's cheap. I hope you're not looking for quality. You're going to be really disappointed. As long as I don't go blind, I don't care. Heh, that's the spirit. With attitude like that, you won't get disappointed very often. She wraps a knuckle against her glass. I figure as long as it gets you drunk, it's good with me. I think we haven't replaced gotten Cyber yet. Call me X-Flow, by the way. X-Flow regards you calmly, her eyes calculating. After a few seconds, she nods. Maybe we can help each other. How do you mean? Let's not give a name yet. I've got a good eye for people in the business, and believe me, you smell like Shadowrunners in the union. Plus, everybody here has been talking about Kindly's new hired help. I'm out here for work. If you need any backup, I'm available. What's your specialty? I'm what the eggheads call a mystic adept. Kind of physical adept magician. I throw spells and I can kill with a touch. I'm rarer than unicorns, my friend. X-Flow lifts her glass, draining the last of it. Cheers. And yes, she's being serious. Adepts, despite the fact that pretty much anybody can play them, adepts are canonically rarer than unicorns. The great thing about rarity, in any given game, you are going to be playing, you're going to have somewhere between 2 and 6 players in a world with a population of billions. So, the entire design philosophy of making rarer classes or races harder to, more expensive to play just because they're rarer and not because of any mechanical improvement is silly. Okay, where are you from anyway? All over, really. Born and raised in Sydney. Sydney? Oh, I should be giving you an Australian accent. Except for I'm not very good at those, and I have Australian friends who will rib me endlessly about it. But ever since I was 15, I've been traveling anywhere there's work. Not a whole lot of opportunities for a street kid whose only skills relate to beating people up. I've lived in Paris, London, Vladivostok, Caracas, hell. I've spent a year in Johannesburg, but Azania is full of assholes. Cantonese... Oh, there we go. Cantonese is pretty good. I don't hear an accent. X-Flow taps the base of her neck with 2 fingers. That's because it's chipped. My only concession to cyberware. When you move around as much as I do, linguisofts pay for themselves pretty quickly. They're not perfect, but they get the job done. You gave yourself cyberware and you're an adept. I guess a skillsoft or a linguisoft isn't the worst, isn't the most intrusive thing or magic destroying thing you can get. Do that. How'd you get into this life? I grew up on the streets, running with gangs. Turns out if you get enough street fights and have magical potential, things just naturally express themselves. Once that happened, I realized I could change a lot more than the protection rackets I could charge. I could charge a lot more than the protection rackets I'd been running. Besides, it's not like I know how to do anything else. I've never been to school. I'm sinless. What else am I going to do? Panhandle for change? Shake down stuffer shacks for beer money? No thanks, mate. I'd rather life fast. I'd rather live fast, hit hard, and burn out. Got any good runner stories? Her background's very much the same as yours, Noelle. Running a hand through her hair, X-Flow leans back as she thinks it. She didn't spend a few years in a black site. Yeah, I got a couple. There was this one time I signed on with some mercs in Eastern Europe. They had a job to do near Krasnodarsky Krai, lifting some Abkhazian military software. The plan was pretty simple. We'd halo jump from a drone on the Russian side of the border, hike in toward the Abkhazian research facility, and blast our way in. The Abkhaz forces were supposed to be Matrix hotshots, but craft and ground combat simple, right? The elf shakes her head, eyes rolling. No plan ever survives first contact with the enemy, though. Turns out the Abkhazian army had contracted out base security to Winter Systems. We started getting cut apart before we'd even breached the first portal. What you have to fuck? Sounds like a suicide mission. The mercs were in pretty dire straits financially. It was a do-or-die situation for them, literally. They owed too many debts, and if they couldn't deliver, they'd have been killed. So we pushed in. We were down to the five of us by the time we got to the main facility. One of the mercs, Vaclav, was a rigger. We were hunkered down in a vehicle bay while the Decker did his business, and Vaclav realized one of the APCs hadn't been properly locked down, and it was still gassed up. Came out of that base with a 30mm cannon blazing away. Our exit was down at the coast, a riverine patrol boat the mercs had on standby. It was quite some nervous fighting, but we managed to get out. A bit full of holes, sure, but we survived, and that's what counts, eh? See you later, Expo. So Lizard Glass and Slit, see you. You know how to find me if you need me. That means we now have an adept on our list of people we can hire. As a note, we probably have to pay for her. As a side note, that sounds a lot like the mission that went wrong for the troll sniper in Dragonfall. What was her name? Better groomed than most of his kind, the young troll nonetheless ruins the effort with his own blatant drunkenness. His eyes are red and his expression foggy, but he otherwise appears to be high functioning. Have a drink, friend. Have two. Then maybe something else to chase it, eh? You alright? Couldn't be better. I'm Prince of Club 88, chosen, you might say. You part of the family that owns this place. You are a shrewd one, my friend. I am the heir apparent, and my birthright to peddle Kims to every sniffer that passes through our gates. What do you say? Need something to pick you up or bring you down? Tell me what I might find around here. Not a hell of a lot, but I suppose it depends on what you're in the market for. I'm your man for chemistry. My ma offers an assortment of firearms in the back. Everything else here is just glitter and smoke. If you're looking for tech, Law's place sells all the techno-babbles you could ask for. Just walk towards the giant blue hollow sign that gives everyone a headache. Out further on the same dock, Reliable Matthews, your basic used drone salesman. He's the only game in town for that sort of stuff. If you're needing magical whatsits, try the Parlor of Five Faces. Haven't a clue about that stuff myself, but both places certainly smell legit from the street. You're better off staying here, though. I could set you up with an ampule or something really smooth. Okay, let's see what you have. Bliss. Combat Kamikaze. Combat drugs. Doesn't look like it has a crash. There's only one way to describe the troll haunting the back of Club 88. Weathered. It's as if the man had been carved from granite and then battered by the crash of waves and salty winds over the course of decades. Welcome to Club 88. No killing, no fighting, no sex trade. You are a huge man with a stylish pair of sunglasses. I can respect that. I'm Noel. I'm Henry Kapai. I suppose I own this place. If you're looking for guns, speak to my wife. If you're looking for pharma, speak to my son Cullum. If you're looking for trouble, you'll be seeing my son Frederick briefly. I'll leave you. Frederick must be the bouncer. So this place has guns. That guy we saw at the beginning that was the smuggler must have just been a one-time thing for before we had access to this place. It's an entire family of trolls. Neat. The older troll woman has a striking Amazonian quality. When she was younger, she must have really turned heads. Can I help you? Do you work here? You in charge here. I'm not going to say do you work here. And don't you forget it. Be polite. This is my family's place. Me, my husband, and our two boys. Now, do you have business with me? I have no time for window shoppers. What have you got for sale? I am a window shopper. Firearms from all over the world, from Ares to Wildfire and everything between. You in the market? Let's take a look. You are indeed the firearms person. You were here because... Come back anytime. Anything else you need? What can you tell me about Hayoi? There's only one thing you need to know. The corporations do not rule Hayoi. We're under Kindly Chang's umbrella, and her Yellow Lotus soldiers protect the docks and maintain the peace. But we're not Triad members and they don't own us. Hayoi is a crossroads where goods change hands and deals are made. Kindly makes the market, but we, the families, make it happen. Ermine speaks with the pride of a woman who bows politely to great powers but never prostrates herself before them. Families rebuilt this place when it was left to rot. Strong families like mine, and we protect our own. Outsiders and cores know that tangling with Hayoi is more trouble than we are worth. The Triads know it is better to work with us than against us, and now you know these things as well. You would do well to remember them. Now, are you looking to buy? I'll leave you. Very well. Was there something else? No, goodbye. Wow, it takes a lot to say goodbye to you. She's really eager to make that sale. So, whoever it is you wanted me to tell about your nightmare problems is not in there. Can't remember who it was. I wonder if I have a log. Do I have a log? I do not have a log. I have an optional... No, this is help. Okay. I have an optional thing for getting rest. Now, this is going to seem a little bit odd, and it could come back to bite me because it could end up being not useful at all whatsoever for the rest of the game. But I am going to make an effort to try to get to the gang, what do you call it, etiquette. So I am going to try to get to etiquette to Charisma 6. That's expensive. That's 11 karma. But I'm missing out on a lot of things. Now, I'm going to confirm that, but I'm going to let the next one be a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Range combat is not so big a deal. Quickness, go to there, get more dodge. What does my strength look like? Get this. Gray armor for hand razors. Is 5 your maximum for it? No, it's not. 9 is the max, apparently. Unless that line is... Let me check something real quick. That 5 is there all over the place. That 9 is there all over the place. I need one more karma to get the next etiquette. Maximum for 9 is L's is maximum of 9. Okay, cool. I could... You know what, I'm gonna leave it at that because there could be a chance that we could get a small karma. Oh, I forgot to confirm the 5-point spend. There we go. I now have Charisma 5. It seems like a waste for a Shadowrunner, but I'm losing up. I mean, a Samurai, but I'm losing up so much for not having gang etiquette. And I'm not getting much out of Shadowrun etiquette. I'm just sort of playing the previous game. Now, before I get into a conversation with this person, I'm going to stop my timer and then start. 3 people, possibly locals, are busily hunched over, avidly discussing something beneath their breath. From the looks of them, they appear to be sailors, rough-hewn clothes stained by salt, leathery skin, and an acute awareness of being on land. You watch their feet shuffle awkwardly on the docks, and I'm in the wrong place. Their whispers are just within earshot. Nah, I asked Crafty, and she said the same. Them dreams is bad. I think we'll lose them at sea. We're supposed to set out soon to make that delivery. What if they follow us? You see the man shudder. I don't think so. Crafty said these things just affecting right here for now. The first sailor points to the ground. As soon as we sail, dreams will stop. Hey! Third sailor sees you and taps her friends on the arms. They shoot upright. One examines his fingernails, another coughs loudly and begins to hum. And the last pretends she didn't see you, but when they sense your continued stare, the third speaks up. What are you looking at, Landy? Oh, landlubber. Got it. There was a boat here with a merchant selling goods not long ago. Did he leave? Ah, I overheard you talk... Yeah, this was where the smuggler was. Talking about the dreams. I've had them too. Feel an uneasiness pass through the sailor. It seems anyone who comes by these spots is having them. And as soon as they leave, the dreams stop. Right eerie it is. Any leads on why they're happening? We don't know much ourselves. We'd only just returned from our last delivery, but the dreams ambushed us fast enough. Hey, what about that Crafty? The sailor turns to you. She runs... What about that Crafty? She runs the 5 phases. Smart girl. Might know a thing or two about this blight. You ask her and she might have something more to say. There was a boat here with a merchant selling goods not too long ago. By goods, I mean guns. Did he leave? The 3 sailors' suspicions turn into smirks. One snickers to herself. Merchant, she says. That crook didn't so much as leave as he was chased off by Kindly. No sales permit, not a big loss though. The local shops have way better stuff than that small-time hustler. Figured he was tutorial salesman. Why don't you look around in case, because the tutorial doesn't start you with excellent gear and your own character might not have any gun. In fact, my character only got her gun from that person. Why don't you look around? You'll find the shop owners here more friendly towards you now that you've gotten the okay from Kindly. Thanks for the tip. They exchange a look. First sailor responds, right. And stay careful around these parts. Didn't mean to interrupt. See you around. That wasn't the same conversation I was expecting. The brooding tide of whispers resumes as your back turns to the sailors. So, I'll go to a new video, and I'll see you next time. I'm a little bit further south than I expected. See you in a moment.